Hello and magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Today, I'm very excited to talk about the Career Executive Service Officer written examination, particularly paying our attention to the essay part or specifically the rubrics being used by our assessors. So, you might be asking, ano nga ba ang mga paraan para mag-gauge ng assessors ang effectiveness ng aking essay. So, as a service executive, as a career executive service officer, you'll be serving the public and the people. So, they have to gauge if you have ideas, you have a lot of ideas and opinions about a specific topic or argument. So, ano po ba yung ginagamit ng Ceso assessors in assessing your essay? So, or engaging your essay. So, ito po yung mga ginagamit nila. Ito po yung usual, of course. There can be some changes, but the common po na ginagamit nila are the following. Number 1 is the responsiveness of the answers to the question. In other words, they are asking, ang sagot mo ba ay tumatalakay sa tanong? So, ibig sabihin po, if the Ceso exam is asking you to give your opinion, then you're giving your opinion, but you have support to prove that. So, if they are asking you about problems and solutions at the same time, some of the examinees will be focusing on the problems, but they don't answer the question regarding the solution. So if there are double questions or two questions, you have to make it sure that you answer both the problems and the solutions. If they're asking you about the causes and the effects, do not only focus on the causes, but also you should focus also on the effects. So in other words, you have to pay special attention to the question asked. Pag dalawa po yung tanong, because meron po tayong and, then you have to answer both, or you'll be losing a lot of points kapag hindi nyo po sinagot yung pareho, kasi po yung responsiveness of the answers to the question is usually 50%. Okay? So again, review the question very thoroughly. Ilan ba yung tanong? Okay? Ilan ba yung required nilang words, if there is a requirement? And then, if not, usually, you have to organize your paragraph in such a manner that there will be structure. The organization structure of the essay is usually in the question also is 25%. So ang gagawin nyo po, you have to make it sure that you divide your units into 5. Pwede po yun. Usually po 5, you have to have the introduction, which will be hooking your audience to read your paragraph, or it's also a part wherein you state your thesis statement. So yung overall idea po that you want to tell them, if you agree or disagree, although you have to put that into different words or paraphrase the question, yun po ay nasa introduction or sa hook mo. Sabihin, you're telling them what you are about to tell them. Usually you introduce also by posing a question, and then you can also give a quotation regarding the question, and you can also give statistics, or you can also ask a startling question or a fear appeal theory by stating some facts about the issue. Number 2, 3, and 4th paragraph will be your body paragraphs. Yung pong body paragraphs po natin, yun po yung arguments mo or iyo pong mga important points that you want to discuss. So, for example po, if you're talking about what makes a good supervisor, then if you're talking about the characteristics of a good supervisor, then you can make mention probably in the first one that he or she should have a technical skill. Dapat po ipoprove mo yung technical skill na yon. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin nun? And ano yung manifestation sa work na may technical skill ang isang supervisor. Then the 3rd paragraph will be, you can talk about the human skill of the supervisor. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito? At paano to ba makikita sa isang manager, ano po yung manifestation nito sa isang manager na meron siyang human skill. You can also use and support for that. So you can use the theories maybe of Fail or Henry Fail. He's a Frenchman who's a grandfather of management. So you can talk about Henry Fail or Fayol, ang kanya pong spelling. Or you can also talk about the theories, let's say, of scientific management by Taylor. So it depends upon you. So you can talk about the human skill and then you prove it. The third point, you have to make sure that you can also talk about the conceptual skill or the ability of the supervisor or manager to solve complex problems. So, and then you build your conclusion. In other words, in the hook, you have the question by telling them. Most of us will be having this question of what makes a good manager. It has been a question since for centuries, and today we're going to discuss about what makes a good manager. So you can have the introduction as that, and then you can go to the number one first. Okay, for it to be organized, you have to make it sure that you use cohesive devices or conjunctions in the beginning of your every beginning paragraph you have. So you can use first, second, and third in your 3 body paragraphs, and then you can use in conclusion so that you'll have the organization of your essay, which is actually 20%, 25%. So in writing an essay, in terms of organization, okay, some of the parameters that being used by the assessors would be the cohesion. Mean to say that it has a logical arrangement, as I've mentioned, which is cohesion, and then they are also adding to that the coherence, which is actually the understandability of the essay. Mean to say that you're clearly telling them what you want to convey. In other words, nakikita po sa words that you're using and the structure na ikaw mismo ay alam na alam mo yung what you're trying to prove. So, in terms of organization po, tsaka of course kasama na rin po doon sa ating responsiveness to the answer, hinahanap po nila yung kung sa isda po ay hindi lang yung fish o yung buto, they're looking for the meat. Paano pa ba nila masasabi na may meat ang iyong essay o may laman? Or it has a lot of great content. They need also testimonials, if you can cite statistics, if you can cite definitions or extend the definitions, if you can give examples of your experiences. No? These are the parameters being used by the assessors to know whether you really know and the structure of an essay and how to write an essay, and of course if you are well versed with the questions that being asked, so that they can also gauge your competence as a manager and as a supervisor. And of course, if you can write communication or you can communicate with your subordinates if you pass the Ceso examination. And the last one will be the grammatical correctness, which is 25%. Of course, in the grammatical correctness po, dyan po lalabas yung ating vocabulary also, kung hindi mo lagi nire-repeat. And then yung arrangement, when you say grammar po, the arrangement of words. So, yung mga adjective po ba nakalagay sa kanyang tamang posisyon, yung ating nouns, at saka yung ating adverbs, yung conjunctions, articles, interjections, are they arranged in such a manner that the reader of your essay will be able to understand. So, please also make it sure that you have the correct punctuation, capitalization, spelling. Okay? So, again, let me repeat po the usual rubrics. Hindi ko po alam ang lahat. Nagbabago po minsan ang mga rubrics, pero po the most common rubrics po that being used by the assessors is the responsiveness of the answer to the question, which is usually 50%, the organization structure of the essay, including of course the logic, the logical arrangement of your sentence will be 25%, and the grammatical correctness, which is 25%. That is total of 100%. So if you'd like to learn more about how to write a good essay, then you can, if you want a shortcut of this, you can go to MSA. They're one of the leading tutorial centers when it comes to Ceso. And also you can grab a book on grammar. The MSA is one of very good publishing house when it comes to grammar. They have a book about general English. It includes grammar lessons, and also some about idiomatic expressions and vocabulary. So I hope I have enlightened you with the Ceso essay part. The questions are very general, but so we cannot predict what they're gonna ask. But the important thing is you have to be very well versed with the management concepts and also the different situations that you'll be facing as a career Ceso officer. And also you have to be very knowledgeable about the general education, meaning the situations that are happening in your country, and you have to organize your essay in such a manner that they would know that you defend well your argument or your opinion. So as much as possible po, ang essay po is not only about yourself. You have to incorporate the experiences you have, the opinion of other people, what you have seen in news, television, or your experiences, and of course the general education knowledge to have acquired throughout the years. And it would be better if you'll be reading a lot about management and supervision, and of course administration. So with that, please subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell button beside it so that you'll get notification of my latest Ceso video. And of course, I hope you can share this channel of mine, and please give me a thumbs up as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and may God bless us all. Thank you. Bye bye.